So I guess we can consider this an almost 3-year review of the Escape. I say almost because we are at 2 years and 11 months at the time that this is being filmed. Or almost 11 months. But we're not going to see the 3-year mark exactly because, well, she's officially been traded in. You heard me right. My 2011 Ford Escape XLT, which I love dearly, has in a way been betrayed by me. I officially bought a new car today, and it's not here yet. It's still at the dealership. I brought this home today because I wanted to clean all my junk out of it. There's been a lot of junk in here since the winter time, and well, the stuff I've been using to fix the oh so delightful Aztec, and that's why she's home. I just wanted, honestly, one more night with it, because as of tomorrow she's not going to be here ever again. It's really funny because I'm actually sad about this. Train's here. I'm excited. I'm really excited for the new car, but at the same time, I just feel more so sad that I'm giving up what is so far the best car I've ever owned. Hands down, this car has been the best car that I've ever owned. And she's not going to be mine anymore. And I'm just really sad because there really isn't anything I hate about this car, and I've said it in every video that I've posted on this car, every yearly review that I've posted on this car. I have, to this day, nothing to complain about with this car. So you're probably asking yourself, why did I get a new car then? It was kind of a spontaneous decision in a way. Couple of vlogs ago at this point, I kind of mentioned how I wanted to make my next car a Ford Fusion. Just because even though it's going back to a sedan, giving up the SUV platform, in a way I kind of miss driving a sedan, only because they are, well, maybe depending on the type of car and stuff, but they're a lot more comfortable. And don't get me wrong, the Escape is comfortable, but it being an SUV, it has more of a rocky feel, and that doesn't bother me. It never bothered me at all. But after I ended up driving a Fusion, actually, I've driven a few and stuff. I've always kind of wanted one, and I've always liked the way that they handled, and I always said if I ever decide to go back to a sedan, I would like for it to be a Ford Fusion. So a 2015 Fusion came up, and I showed you guys on that vlog. It was a fully loaded SE, and that kind of sparked my interest in maybe downsizing from an SUV to getting a Fusion. And just the fact that this SE had leather and touchscreen, and it was a fully loaded SE. It was probably the nicest loaded SE that I've ever seen. But unfortunately, wasn't going to be able to make that work. However, I kind of got something that's the complete opposite. So I'll tell you guys now, and you guys will see it in the next vlog. But I bought a 2015 Ford Fusion S. That's right. It's the complete opposite of the Fusion that I had showed you guys. I bought an S model, which is the complete basic Fusion out there. And I kind of told you guys, even when I was talking about maybe getting a new Escape in the future, that an S Escape would be fine, because nowadays the a lot of the Ford S models are nicely equipped with things that I like: automatic headlights, cruise control, sync, MP3, USB ports, just little things like that, and I'm completely fine with that. You know, that one Fusion I looked at had all those nice bells and whistles, and it would have been nice to have, but it's not like I really needed to have them. The one thing that I really wanted in my next car was leather, but the S doesn't have leather. It would go back to cloth, or we stay at cloth, and that's fine. But I drove this Fusion, and I, you know, after taking pictures of it and stuff, you know, it being an S, I was impressed with it, and I was comfortable in it. Drove it home for the night, and yeah, so it being an S, it was a little more easier for me to get, being that I still owed actually quite a bit on this car. So you know, the trade value, I got a little more than I expected for the trade this time. They kind of helped me out a little bit, but there was still a little bit of that upside down credit, so that's carrying over to the new car. But it's not as bad as it could have been, not as bad as it should have been, to be honest with you. So yes, I am bringing home a Ford Fusion, and I'm really gonna miss, you know, as excited as I am, and as nice as this, you know, Fusion is. I mean, even walking around it, I didn't see any scratches or anything. It was a perfectly well maintained car. But I'm really gonna miss this Escape. I really am. You know, I am really sad to let it go. So I brought the Escape home on September 15th of 2015, and you know, this was honestly like the first car that I ever purchased where I kind of waited a long time to get this car. When I decided that I wanted an Escape, I didn't want to get anything other than this color, and I've said that many times before, but I really wanted the steel blue metallic, and you know, I would find the steel blue metallic ones, but they always had the tan interior. I didn't want tan interior, so I had to wait for one to come around with the black interior like mine has. And when this one finally showed up at the dealership the one day when I was filming for Mike's Vehicle Spotlight, I looked at it, I drove it, I liked it, and the most important part at the time was the price. The price was closer to my price range compared to what they were selling for at that time. So guys, you know, I have had this thing for nearly 3 years now. Today is, as I'm filming this, July 31st, 2018. And you know, we're just shy of 2 years and 11 months with the car. But no, I honestly didn't plan on getting rid of this car, and it's not like I really felt like I had to get rid of the car. I guess I just did it because as much as I like the car, you know, and as much as I like the Fusion too, you know, I think maybe I just wanted a little bit of a change. And not to say that I'm bored with the Escape, but like I said, there were some factors in a sedan that I missed. And even though I have a Fiesta, you know, my wife has a Fiesta, you know, it's not a full-size sedan. The Fusion, I can sit in the car very comfortably. There's a lot of room, and just enjoy the drive. It handles nice, and you know, I can't wait to show you guys, you know, all the stuff that the new car is going to have. But this isn't, even though I'm going back to a base model of a vehicle, this is not a base model. This was an XLT. So this Escape has a lot of things that were big deal back in 2011 that were optional. And there's a lot of things in this car that the new car is not going to have that I'm going to miss. So I cleaned out all my stuff. There's still dirt and stuff. You know, honestly, I did not even detail this car once this year, and since you know, summers began, and I was gonna get around to it, but between working on the Aztec and I did a couple of, you know, other cars for people, I just didn't really get a chance to get to my own. But so yeah, We'll get inside. I'll start it up. So right now she's got 89,312.7 miles. I don't know at this time what the final mileage is going to be after I drive it into work tomorrow, but I can tell you right now, and she's due for oil change. I was going to do that this weekend, but I guess I'm not going to do it now. So I've driven 22,695.3 miles thus far since I drove it home from the dealership that day. I'm going to say maybe by the time I get to work tomorrow, we'll say maybe 22,700. It'll probably be somewhere in that ballpark, but maybe tomorrow morning when I get to work I'll update this part of the video. But anyway, so that's where it sits with that. Car always started up. It's gonna need a battery. That's one of the downsides. Oh, and I'll cover that stuff too, because you know, like I said, we haven't had any issues with the Escape at all. We had one issue, and you know, so I'll just kind of recap that stuff here. But you know, it's got a leather wrap wheel. New car does not have a leather wrapped wheel. It does, however, have a leather boot on the shifter, so there's still leather somewhere in the car. And although I like the feel of the leather, you know, steering wheel, the nice thing about the Fusion is the steering wheel that's not leather is thicker, and I like the thicker steering wheels too. So that's a plus in that aspect. But it has cruise, and it has the audio controls on the wheel, voice activation, sync. Of course, that was a big deal. It's something that I really wanted. That was an option on the XLTs, I believe, in 2011. So this one has automatic headlights. The new car has that, obviously. Wiper controls. I enjoyed having this display screen up here. I like how it was large, and it displayed not only the radio and clock stuff, but a compass and the outside temperature. So even though the Fusion's going to have, you know, a screen, you know, a different style screen anyway, I'm gonna miss this one. I liked how it was placed up high and stuff, and it was just there, and it was nice to have. Also, all of the audio and climate controls integrated together. Fusion kind of does that too. It's almost in the same way, but and then it, you know, it had traction control, and it had the USB and auxiliary inputs, and that was a big deal for me when I got it, because I like the idea of using the memory stick and putting all my songs and stuff on them, rather than carrying a bunch of CDs, which I always ended up doing anyway. So yeah, the cup holders and stuff. The storage console was always a neat thing, because it had not only one tray, but technically it had two trays, and the whole compartment can come out and you can put things in there. I never did, though. Never really put any things out. But I did use this on the outside, because you can, no, I don't know how many people know about this, but you can set these into these grooves here, and you can have them placed outside if you want to. You can do them there, or you can put them on the back of the center console behind the cup holders, much like this. See? So that's a really cool thing. Even though I never used it, that was an awesome thing to just kind of have, I guess. So yeah, tiny glove box. I gotta clean the glove box out yet. And in the back, I got my work laptop back here because I gotta take it tomorrow. Obviously, I don't want to forget it. But yeah, seats fold. Almost in an annoying way. I mean, I folded the seats from time to time, but just doing it is kind of annoying with the old design, because you got to take the entire headrest off. Then you pull up on the bottom, which isn't that bad. You pull up on the bottom, and then you can fold the back down, and that's how it goes. But you have to take the headrests off, and I think that's why so many of these Escapes that I see nowadays, sometimes when they get traded in, they don't have all the headrests back here, and that's most likely the reason why. So there's really nothing else back there. I am going to miss having the cargo space of an SUV, the openness, and you know, one day, you know, I'll probably end up getting an SUV again, but just for the time being anyway, for a while, it's going to be nice to have something newer and a little more fun to drive compared to this. But these are old work clothes that I had back here. I got to turn these back in, so those are going to stay here anyway. Had this little wet trunk under here, and you know, I never really used it. I put some car cleaning stuff in there, but that was really it. So didn't really keep anything in there. As far as the rust on the tailgate, these are known for rusting, and it is bubbling up a little bit. One of the reasons why I wanted to maybe get rid of the car sooner is before it really started flaking off real bad under here. It's bad enough I have the wheel well rusts, but we'll cover that stuff here in a bit. So yeah, like I said, there's really nothing else over here. And really nothing else over here either. So this Escape is equipped with the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine at 171 horsepower. And a lot of people, I remember, always commented and asked me, even when I bought the car, they kind of wanted to know why I didn't get the one with the V6. And at the time, I honestly wanted to save a little more on gas and stuff, especially compared to where I moved to and where I used to work. Even where I work now, you know, it's not right up the street or anything, so I just kind of wanted to save on the gasoline. You know, so I thought, plus the 4-cylinder is a little more simpler, and on this particular car, you can just see how much room there, you know, is to really work on anything. I mean, the 102 sensor's right there. You can't always get to an O2 sensor, so that was really nice. But I never really had the chance to do a whole lot with this car. Not with the engine anyway, other than oil changes. So she's running really good. She always runs good. No engine oil, like I said, other than it being dirty right now and need change. Never lost any oil, so the car never burned oil. It was always still at the full mark between oil changes. Like I said, it was coming up on a battery change. This battery may even be the original battery. I don't know. It's still Motorcraft. But in the winter, she gets weak, and it does kind of have a red eye. So the battery's nearly shot. And that, you know, replacing a battery is no big deal, but, you know, so like I said, well, you know what, let's just start covering what I had to do with this car and what is going to be done, has to be done to the car now. So like I said, I really think that I picked a really good Escape out. You know, this car has never given me any huge issue. I honestly have only had 2 things that I've had to take care of on this car. The first thing was actually, I think, on the eve of the 1-year anniversary. I think, was it the eve of the 1 year? I don't know. Anyway, it was the fan speed resistor. The fan motor was not blowing on any mode except for high speed. So that was actually a really easy fix. We just take the glove door box down, and behind the glove box door in this car is the HVAC you know, system, and the resistor is right there on the top, a little bit toward the back. So I mean, seriously, it was probably, I think, maybe 20 some dollars that I spent on that. So that was actually not a bad fix, and that was the first repair that I had to do on this car. The second repair that I had to do on the car, and this was kind of a big one, we were leaking transmission fluid. Well, you can't really see it, but you see the boot. Well, attached to that boot is the half shaft that goes into the transmission. It's basically the axle for this side of the car. And she started leaking transmission fluid from the seal that sits inside the transmission coming outward. Yeah, whatever. You can see it from the top, but yeah, that thing. So anyway, that was a lot of work. It wasn't as bad. I had a friend help me. We tore the whole side out. You know, took the wheel off, well, we didn't have to really disconnect the entire strut or anything, but we got the half shaft out. I ordered it from Amazon, the official Motorcraft part. I think it was like $50-some. So we fixed that, and I haven't had it leaking since. She got new tires. Well, unfortunately, she got new tires. They're probably only about maybe 7 months old, maybe 8 months old. I think I got them in October, so whatever that time frame is. But all 4 tires are new, and that was like $600 for all 4 tires. She's going to, again, like I said, you know, she's going to need a battery. That's going to be a maintenance issue coming up within year number 3. But we also have a noise coming from the front left over here. I believe it's the front left, but the I think it's supposed to be like that. But anyway, I think it's probably a sway bar link or stabilizer bar or whatever you call it. But every time you hit a small bump, or you know, you just drive over something rocky, you kind of hear a clunk noise, and it sounds like it's coming from that side. And I think these are known for doing that. I think just about any car, honestly, is maybe known for doing that. But that was going to have to be something that was going to need replaced, and I'm sure that probably wouldn't have cost a whole lot, but just, you know, with your fingers crossed that that is what the noise is making, and it's not an entire strut getting ready to fail or something stupid like that. So that would have probably been a maintenance issue in year number 3. And she was probably going to need brakes. Believe it or not, these are the original brakes that came with the car when I bought it. So not typically sure how long brakes are supposed to last on a car, but you know, I'm at what, almost 23,000 miles if they, you know, put the brakes on it before I bought it. And I guess it depends on maybe how you use them, but I think you know, within year number 3 we were gonna have to do brakes on this car. Now this side still looks pretty good for the most part, but these are known for rusting from the inside out. And this side, it's not really showing up through here yet, but you can see how it's kind of wavy, and you can see the rust forming on the inside, and eventually that's going to spread out this way. And this side started doing it not too long ago, and over the winter just tore it up. So this is eventually what that side's going to look like, and this is really the only complaint that I have with the car. I mean, I can't really do a whole lot about it. It's a design defect, and it's just going to keep rotting. There's actually a hole there now. So she's getting worse on the outside. They all do that. You find any of these escapes, I'm sure you're going to see the rust sitting on there like that, and that's a real shame, an absolute shame on such a beautiful looking car. This car is only, what, 7 years old, and it looks like it's more than like 12. The new car don't have this, and I'm going to miss this. This was really helpful a lot of times. Unfortunately, the S Fusions don't come with these. I can, however, if I really wanted to, I can buy the aftermarket one from Motorcraft, or Ford, I should say, and it's basically like a little remote, and it kind of adheres to the outside of the car, and it acts the same way. So I may end up doing that. Unfortunately for the original Fusions, they're kind of hidden in here, so mine will just be out there. I mean, I don't even know. Maybe I can order the system, but you know, we're not going to do that right away. I'm not really going to do a whole lot right away. You were able to get Sirius satellite on this, and the only time that I really had Sirius was when I got the car and I got a trial of it. They gave you like 3 free months of it, and I like it. I really like Sirius, but I just never felt like paying for the subscription. But the Fusion doesn't have the Sirius capability, and since I don't subscribe to it now, there's really no point in me having it in the future. So there's, yeah, no big deal there. The one thing that I am going to have to do to the Fusion is upgrade the speakers. Now, in my Escape, when I bought it, it has the base 4-speaker system, and that's it. And the Fusion is the same way. It has just a base 4-speaker system. Tried it out with what I listened to, and of course it doesn't sound as clear, and the bass, you know, probably can't withstand the bass like I like to listen to. So in this car I bought some Kicker CS speakers, I think they were, and they have done an amazing job, and they sound great. So not right away, but at some point in time with the Fusion, we're going to buy some kickers for those and replace those, so that way the Fusion has a better sounding speaker system in it. So yeah, I think that's really all that I have to say about it right now. So yeah, it's like really weird. You know, I was really excited getting this new Fusion, and I really am excited to get it. I can't wait to have it here, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. And I honestly just, you know, I can't wait to start a new journey, you know, with another vehicle, and only hope that, you know, the Fusion treats me as well as this Escape has. I can't say enough about this Escape and how perfect it has been. Well, yeah. Well, you know, I can't say perfect. I really haven't had anything. This is, like I said, the best car I've ever had so far. My first Ford, you know, I come from owning nothing but GM products before this, mostly Pontiacs. But you know, after my Grand Prix and all the weird issues and stuff that I had with that car, I didn't want to go back to a GM product. So I bought this instead, because I wanted an SUV and I liked the way the Fords look, and I just wanted something different, you know, and turned out to be the best decision that I had made. So you know, I really hope I'm not making a mistake by getting rid of this car. And, you know, in a way I don't think I am. The new car is actually a certified pre-owned, so it's got a huge extended warranty for all the powertrain components after this. So I think that's another good thing about having the new car too, is at least you still have the peace of mind, much like the Fiesta. The Fiesta was a certified pre-owned also. You know, so if the powertrain and stuff starts acting up, we should be completely carefree on how it's going to be replaced and then such, just as long as it happens within that certain mile period, which is either 100,000 miles or 7 years. So that's a pretty long time. I honestly thought for sure I was going to keep this car for years and years, and that was all, you know, every intention that I had, you know, to do. I am really sad. I mean, the more I think about knowing that tomorrow I'm not going to have this car after I take it to work in the morning and I come home with another one, you know, I'm going to be really sad. I'm going to be more sad when I have to take pictures of this. I've got to take pictures of my own car and put them on the website for the dealership. So that's going to be strange also. But this car has been phenomenal, and I really hope that other than the minor issues that I explained that would be coming up for replacement and stuff, I really do hope that this car continues to give its next owner, lots of luck, a good ownership, and that's really all that I can say. I hope it doesn't go to auction. I hope it stays at the dealership and somebody gets it. But it's been a fantastic car. The more I talk about it, the sadder I get. I probably won't feel as sad when I have the new car. I'm actually in the new car and stuff. But yeah, this has been a wonderful car, and I'm really gonna miss it. A part of me really wishes I can have the new car and keep this one at the same time, but I know I gotta let one of them go. And having a newer car, especially with a certified pre-owned warranty after it, is honestly the better decision. This car has no warranty, so getting a newer car with the CPO certification and stuff is it probably is the smarter thing to do. It's gonna be the end of this chapter. I don't know if I ever said this or not, but this car was manufactured in May of 2011, so it was most likely, one of the last of the 2011s to be produced. I'm sure they probably started making the 2012s in either June or July of that year. So this is one of the last 2011s that were produced. Yeah, I'm really gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss her a lot. She's been a fantastic car. Kind of wish I cleaned it up one last time, but it doesn't matter now. So I think I'm gonna wrap up this portion, and we'll go for one more drive in it tomorrow morning when I'm on my way to work, and that way I'll even show you guys what the official mileage is going to be. But for the most part, this is going to be the last time we actually take a look at the 2011 Ford Escape XLT.